Three, two, one.
Listen, but what the picture is just the JoJo thing that lied on the TV.
Saurolosaurus. We will call it Saurolosaurus.
Bro,
Hey, I will not sit here. That's where they keep the Woolworths free range chicken.
Yo, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It is Comedians Roast the Headlines, a show where we look for headlines that make us go, say what? And then we roast them or we make fun of them. And you guys also chime in the live chats and help us to make fun of these awesome and incredible yet very weird stories. And boy, we've been on a break for a while, ladies and gentlemen, so there's a lot of headlines. Some of these are old, bear with us, but they are really good tonight. I think we're all in for quite a treat. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by Mr. 40%, that's this guy over here, and below me is the real Jay-Z, also wearing his Hello Kitty headphones for tonight.
Hove.
So just to explain, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do Roast the Headlines for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how long. But then usually the final hour or half an hour, we just chit-chat with you guys in the live chats, or we just chat about random stuff. So stick around for that if you're interested. Other than that, we'll try and make you guys laugh and have some humor tonight. But before I get into, guys, how are you, man? It's been a fucking minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've missed you guys so much. Holy
Oh,
shit.
Peter.
You know? Hey,
So sweet.
you're good. You got Cali in your cheeks.
bedroom eyes.
All right. If there's any sound issues, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. We have one of 44 arriving saying, Olo, people of Metrocity.
City.
Dylan Cambrink is also here. Hi, Joe. Please don't call me and of course, Gavin is also in the chats, and I'm sure will be joined
Hello, Gavin.
by a lot more. Chili is back as well. This is literally could not have come at a better time. My power got knocked out by the storm in the Western Cape. Yo.
We in Chile based that got knocked out. Like, must be close to KZN.
Yeah. Are you sure it's not load shedding? Has load shedding come back and we're not?
What's happening, Billy?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with South African news first, and then we're going to go into the international stuff. The international. Now, just so you guys know, it does get weirder as the headlines go. Like, it's, yeah. That's,
As
okay.
for you.
96 life just goes down.
So this one's a bit of a light one, but an interesting story. Wife exposing 90,000 Rand girlfriend allowance sentenced alongside a husband and others in 200 million SARS fraud case. This story is so interesting. Okay, so basically what happened, right? For those of you who want to know. Okay, so there's this syndicate, this operation that is happening. Okay, where basically a few people, like 4 or 5 of them, are frauding SARS. Okay, and they're able to fraud about 200 million, but they only get paid out 100 million. Now, one of the individuals that is in this whole scheme, all right, is married. Okay, and his wife finds out that he has a chica on the side. Okay,
Side piece.
yeah, and he pays the chica 19 or 90,000 Rand a month, like girlfriend allowance, so she can live it up, and go and travel and buy, pretty handbags
I
or
would
whatever.
be a girlfriend for 90,000 rand.
And then the wife finds out. Now remember, the wife is part of this little scheme, okay? So, so she decides to get back at him. She leaves she calls the cops and
Oh my goodness.
spills the
She
beans. Like,
basically tells Soaz, "Hi, Soaz, listen, he's doing this. I'm also involved."
What kind of
Hell has
snitching?
no fury like a woman scorned, my friend.
I don't know if she thought like they wouldn't ask questions about her, but yeah.
Yeah, didn't care. I bet she didn't care. She was like scorched, shit like that. You
All out.
F you too, and F me too. I'm out. All of it.
If me too.
F me too. I'm done.
So yeah, that's the story.
90K. 90K.
Shocker.
Yeah. So I think yeah, like you guys said, hell what's it?
Hell has no fury
Like
a
a
woman.
woman scorned. Yeah.
Oh
Yo.
man.
Yo. Anyway, we move on to the next one. We got a lot of headlines. So we're gonna be kind of quick with some of these. Racists spoil sports. Monkey noises at Paul High matches. I wasn't gonna show this one, but I think we need to talk about it
Yeah. Well,
because there's two schools here: Rondebosch Boys High and Paul Boys. And the one school was making monkey noises and gestures.
Yeah, but now,
God.
if they both racist, who was doing it the most is probably, I don't know. When I first read the article, I couldn't figure out who was like
Who was
who it would be, because I was like, Ronda Bosch is racist and Paul's racist. So let's just see whose racism wins. That was how I felt about this. And then we figured out that Paul was the racist, allegedly. So yeah, I don't know. I think a monkey's a majestic creature, quite strong. It's all about evolution, my friend. So
Well, I mean, okay, so this is what the actual problem was. So monkey noises and gestures were reportedly aimed towards Rondebosch hockey players last Friday, while a black rugby player was apparently the target of some of these gestures on Saturday.
I take offense to a black hockey player. I don't know why there's a black hockey player. It's like that's insane, bro. It's like a white long distance runner. What you doing, buddy? You're tempting here, fella. Oh, shit, guys, this is nonsense, man.
At least they weren't peeing on each other. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, the Stellenbosch way. That's how they clean each other in Stellenbosch. They just piss on each other.
At least this is progress.
Yeah,
I don't know.
man.
Racism is forever, guys. Just remember that, okay? It's not going anywhere. So I say let's embrace it. Let's enjoy it. Let's get as many slang and colloquial words out as we possibly can and see who wins.
What if, Peter, you were doing stand up, right? And then you had a heckler who was like, "Ooh, ha, ha, ha."
God, I was like, is that even original anymore? I mean, you gotta bounce up with your
with the racism.
What do you want? You want like a cat sound? What kind of sound you looking for?
ask ChatGPT first, and then come at me. Come on.
Bro. It's to do. It's basic. Some things are just like it's low hanging fruit, and that's like one of them. That's just like, come on, my guy. Like, please, man. Like, do something better.
Give me something. Whoa.
Yeah, go deep. Let's go really deep. Let's go 1600s deep.
1600s, yo.
Vintage. You hit me with that vintage.
Vintage racism, not this boring shit.
This processed. This.
Chili says a monkey once showed me the middle finger on a mountain pass, and I've respected them ever since.
Darwin was right, buddy. Probably your uncle or some shit.
All right, moving on. This one. I'm just gonna read it. So, in Mpumalanga, SASSA offices closed following alleged witchcraft.
goodness.
Who sent this? So apparently, what happened was, I'll show a video just now. But apparently, what happened was at the SASA offices in Mpumalanga, an employee walked in with a sangoma and basically started doing witchcraft at certain like cubicles and stuff, either casting curses on them or trying to create jobs. Nobody really knows. But this spooked people that worked there basically, and they said that they're not coming into work for 2 weeks, which I mean,
Why so specific on 2 weeks?
I don't know. Apparently that's how long a curse lasts. But I mean, to be fair, it's not like they were going to work in the first place. So
Business days was like proper 2 weeks. Like
they don't specify.
it's wild. Like, there's a haunting here. I shall not be in for 2 weeks. 2 fortnights. I shall not be coming in.
Let me see if I can get a video here.
Oh man. Okay.
Ishisa lento esibunga lento eshiswa nguya baba. Sibakulayithi lo methi so la lutho.
I don't know what he's doing. He's not really, I can't.
Trying to get that.
Uzakhala yini? Sinahamba.
They laughing as much as we are because they know this is bullshit.
Wasingaphila ngakufana ukufunda ama-lips.
Is there more than one?
Yazi yahlekisa manje lento akumele.
And beyithusa serious sesikhola no
This
Joe, I
this
must be honest with you.
hold on. This isn't witchcraft. This guy's stealing money or something. He's logging in. I don't know what he's doing. He's just standing there.
It's trying to clear the browser history.
Look, if you think about it this way, right? You have heard of people like cleansing places, right?
Yeah.
Like you have someone come in, they cleanse places. But whether it's witchcraft, a pastor, an imam, you've got all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens. I can kind of see it happening because, like, I do rentals and stuff, and when certain people move out, we go pray on that place, my guy. Because people are nasty. I'm telling you, we don't just send in pest control, we send in Jesus. We like holy water and whatnot, my guy.
You're gonna bring the supernatural.
We go all out.
Man.
I can kind of see it, but I just don't see what they were doing because they didn't even have any like you know what I'm talking about. Like,
No, I hear you. And some people have commented saying this is completely barbaric and backward. The manager must be fired. This is not his or her house. Imagine, no shame, no sense of dignity. It's the type of behavior that delegates us to second-class citizens. Then we blame others for treating us as such. Witchcraft doesn't create jobs; it destroys them.
what? Witchcraft definitely creates jobs, my friend. That's how kidnapping work. That's how they chop up people. That's how you get what's the other one? Rhino horns and shit like that. Tiger toes.
That's how you get your DSTV fixed. That's how you come on. This is a joke. This is an industry, brother.
Witchcraft isn't a job. Witchcraft is a damn good job.
All right, well,
Find the lost lover, Joe. Huh? Win the lotto. Do you remember those flyers? Yeah.
yeah,
Job.
that's job creation, yeah.
Small penis, remember that one? Pete? Yeah. Now you cured, huh?
I remember when you grabbed the penis enlargement flyer that one time. It gives you 2 weeks off.
Yeah, there we go. This is a benefit.
Leave. Sangoma leave.
All right, so next headline. We move into the elections now. SA records almost 100 cases of election-related crimes. I'm not surprised. So, about 100 people have been arrested in the past 4 days for contravention of the Electoral Act. Gauteng has the highest number of people arrested.
counting as the highest number of people arrested. Not even shocked.
The crimes include stealing and damaging banners, intimidating and fighting with the IEC staff in voting centers.
I love it. I
But-
absolutely love it.
But the next, I think, two headlines. Well, yeah, the next headline for sure also is related to this. So I'm going to show it as well. So, election 2024, man arrested for voting twice, charged with fraud. I didn't even know.
No way,
Like-
Joe. Are you telling me the ink on the thumb didn't work? Foolproof, my guy.
Well, I don't understand because you know how many times I've rubbed this piece of shit, like, and it won't go up. That sounded so bad, but you know what I mean.
This is the worst. Man. They should just. Our banknotes should be written with this. We don't even have to use fancy shit. We just have like 20 rand, 100 rand.
A man who allegedly voted twice is among 10 people arrested across the province for election-related crimes since the voter registration weekend kicked off in February.
Wait, this was up the road here. Up here. Just up
Yeah.
here where okay.
64-year-old man was arrested in the Gardens, where DA Premier candidate Alan Winde cast his vote on Wednesday.
Why no 44? A party so nice he liked it twice.
Oh man! So 5 people were arrested that day, and the gadgets were recovered. So basically, there was a break-in in the offices, and they stole some gadgets and things.
Who even speaks like that? Gadgets. They took some gadgets and things. What the fuck is this Nickelodeon?
Gadgets and things.
They took all our thingamabob and our thingamathingies too. Oh my goodness.
No. Bevan.
You know about it.
No. They took the dingus.
I know whatchamacallits, man.
That dingus, man. They took it.
Yeah, that's man, Joe. The thing, man, you press the finger and then it makes the thing, man. I don't know how to vote, man. Yeah, there's must 3 ballots, man. You press the finger and then it's coming out, man. If you make a tick and your vote is wrong, you must make the cross.
Oh man. What else? 2 arrested at Sea Point for offenses related to. Okay, they don't go into detail there. I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
This
Like,
thing was a poster illegal.
yes.
My guy, so many people should have been arrested in
I know.
Crosswalk. Holy shit, I've never seen so many devil eyes and mustaches on Zuma's face.
I'm kind of surprised by those numbers, Joe. You know, I would have thought there would be a lot more. Like,
That's very Pete, you're so right. That's average numbers, my guy. Those numbers are like super
That's
low.
that's Tuesday.
Well, there's 20 here and stuff like that, but the Eastern Cape, there's 17 people arrested for allegedly attempting to block citizens from voting, while 3 people were arrested in Limpopo.
I would have done the same. Anybody voting for Zaki Ahmad, I would have blocked them. What are you doing with my votes, my guy?
With your votes.
Who even votes for an independent candidate? You know how dumb you have to be to vote for that.
Oh my word. I've got to address this, ladies and gentlemen. First Sasa chat since we've been back. 350 Rand from Debbie Murray. Sasa Grant, welcome back. You've been missed.
And 350, guys. 350. This is the best.
We can all start businesses now.
So Debbie, as a matter of fact, Debbie, that is a little too much.
I need my tender. I need my chicken tenders.
All right. This is an old headline. I want to make that clear because I don't want people to get confused by this one, but it's a good one. So, should people be allowed to vote if they are intoxicated?
What?
Yeah.
Watch the video. Watch the video.
So this was in 2019, guys. So
Yeah.
don't.
Okay.
Not current, but just imagine. Man, just ready.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And that's how you vote for the EFF.
Is that vote spoiled now? It's like
That voting, that whole VD is closed down, my guy. That whole
wait,
voting is
wait. Like yo, if you're that drunk, like you put an X on the whole ballot, like
He was trying to play the order while he was there. He was like, double Jamasan.
I vote for everyone.
I love them all. I will love them all the same.
He probably wanted to put an X and then be like, next round's on me, guys.
This is the worst party I've ever been to. It's 50 parties, but not one party happening.
Oh my word. That's actually like maybe a new test that cops could do, you know, set up like a voting booth and see if you're too drunk, step out of the car, sir.
They're gonna arrest you immediately. Who you vote for? They'll be like, what the fuck? The Clinton candidate. Oh my god, 10 years in prison, please.
Our robot looking at the positive side, at least he went to vote.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least you went to vote. Oh my god, guys.
So optimistic.
That is so true, eh? At least you went to vote.
Yeah, but was he even successful? Because it didn't look like he was successful in voting. Like it
You can hit something, my friend.
I'm sure the pen hit.
How could the cardboard attack? And then I could vote.
Oh my word.
Yes.
It's too funny. Too funny. All right.
He's really trying to hold balance.
Nah, guys, I'm telling you, it's a beast. Voting is awesome.
I also wonder, like, the pre-story to this. You know, like okay, we see him now drunk. This is like the end of the story. Where was he? And was this some kind of dare at the
No.
Shebeen?
I know exactly what happened. There is probably 50 of them like that lined up outside. Like MK or someone caught them at the bar and said, I come, we're going now, we're all gonna go vote now. And then they just dragged their asses out of the bar. Took them to fix their IDs. And then they took them straight to the voting station.
He was sitting outside for like 2 hours. That must have done you know.
At least he attempted to vote. That's the
Yo,
key
our
word there.
numbers were
Attempted.
shit.
Yeah.
How many people were registered to vote for 28 million?
Yeah, almost 28 million. Almost.
Somewhere around there, no? And then only like 13 million voted?
Yeah, well, 58% or 50, almost 60%.
8% of that 20 was shit. It's so bad. So fucking
Yeah.
bad.
All right, let's go on to the next headline. Now we hit international news. I don't know if this one's going to be as exciting as I hoped because I can't play the video, but apparently Arlington National Cemetery boosts tourism
What?
by
Sorry?
adding...
Did you just say
Zip
this
line.
is not going to be as exciting as you hope? You're showing me someone ziplining across a fucking cemetery. Joe, I don't know what your level of excitement is, but holy fuck, your balls are high.
No, because I wanted to see... Like, I can't click on the video. I don't know why. It's no video.
Joe, I don't think we need to see to understand what's happening here. That
Although...
isn't fucking all.
I hope that's not Photoshop. I mean, that is Photoshop. That's crazy. That's the World War II cemetery. Where all
It must
the...
be.
It could be photoshopped. I didn't
No.
think about it.
Read that story, please. Please read that story.
There is no story. It's just a video, and then
I'm gonna find
but I
this.
can't click on the. I can't click on the video.
No, is this from The Onion?
Yeah.
You can't trust those fuckers.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I thought so.
But this is an awesome idea, my guy.
Is
This is a business plan waiting to happen. I'm telling you now.
So you're standing there, you're burying a loved one, and then you think to yourself, you know what, a zip line right now is just gonna make me feel a whole lot better.
As you lay someone through this, woo!
21 gun salute.
Is you finished in a hole. Like they just go, you're like, bah.
Oh my word.
Oh, that's
That looks like a bumpy ride. Grave danger ahead. A nice one, Debbie. Nice one. Nice one.
Ah, this is nice. It's a good fight. The Tanga Junction actually used to be in a morgue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know that. It was built on like a pit cemetery.
I feel like you're talking cock now.
I don't know.
You got me.
It's the beginning of a very bad Stephen King book like this. All right, this is going to be a lot of fun. Guys, the world is evolving. I identify as a dog. I go to the bathroom outside, sleep in a crate, and have handlers.
No.
Oh.
When was this? March. That's current. Oh my god.
March 2024.
I go to the bathroom outside. Okay, that's cool. I sleep in a crate. No, that's not cool.
I have handlers.
What does this mean?
Like
I
she
will
has
have
different
to go back
owners.
Use or something.
So there's someone else involved.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
I
Yeah,
fucking
she looks like a dog. Here we go.
look like a dog though.
How is this even?
Is meow like a cat. My name is Meow like a cat, but I am a dog.
Why did you call yourself Meow then?
And, it's kind of like whenever you have a really small dog, like a Chihuahua, and you name it Hercules.
What happens when I hit this thing? Do you react?
I don't like that.
It's a dog controller.
That's not playing. I know that guy.
You remember?
I remember that guy. He's the original. He took it. He made it legit. She went sexual with it. Come on, guys. Let's not call these people here a handler.
I do
Big
remember.
call girl. That's a handler. Come on, man. Oh,
Yeah, the dude in the back there, he's the OG of it. He went deep.
the OG of identifying as a dog. You went full lassie mode, my guy. Like, if he came up to me and was like, Jimmy fell down the well, I'd be like, yeah, so much. Stupid bastard. Why, guys? Why?
What the hell do you think is going on with that in that chick's mind like that? What the hell is that shit?
Money. Must be money. Must be
Yeah.
money.
She must get like it. Obviously, yeah. Like she must be getting something.
But look, I'll say this, right? It's dumb shit. But it takes a lot of commitment to commit to that dumb shit. Because
Does
like
it?
you can see, she's not playing. That's a full-time job, my guy.
God
She's
damn.
like,
When does she clock off? Like, when do you clock off? How do you clock?
crate, my friend, when I get into my virtual crate, that's when I clock off.
What's wrong? Like, anybody remember Tamagotchi? Where did those things go? I think we should bring them back.
I
Tamagotchi.
tell you, they're to a landfill in Congo. That's where we send all our e-waste.
Oh man, this was identify as a dog. Well, from identifying as a dog to talking to dead people. Woman chats to dead mother using AI with spooky results. So this is interesting. All right. ChatGPT number 2. You guys may remember it. There's the early days of ChatGPT. That system is now being used and developed by another company. And basically, you put in a bit of information on a form about the lost one or your lost loved one, and then that AI will take that information and use it to try and act like or be your lost
To channel.
family member or whatever. And this woman tried it and apparently was quite spooked by it. There were moments where she thought like, okay, anybody could really come up with that answer. And then there were other moments where she was like, shit, that's like something my mom would say. Because she was trying to like chat to her mom and stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
No ways,
Yeah,
nothing.
Like, yeah, that was really kind of.
No, this is generic bullshit. Stuff that my mom would say, eat your vegetables. No, I trust it.
Like old wives' tales.
Hi, mama. I'm fine. Are you well? So, are you eating well?
It's like any mom would say, really.
Okay, to the shop. Don't buy too much. Okay, makes sense. This is nice.
Make sure you take an extra jersey. You're gonna get cold.
Yeah, stuff my mom would say. Definitely.
This is kind of just showing a bit of a.
I'm watching.
I
you.
am watching you. That's creepy shit. I am the breeze. This is Darkwing Duck. I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the bubblegum under your shoe.
I'm the breeze that blows when you want it
I'm
to.
the breeze. This is Batman. I'm the breeze that blows when you want it to.
Wait. I'm the breeze that blows when you want it to.
Fucking Batman.
Yeah,
I'm Batman.
the Dark Knight.
Shame.
That's pretty chill.
But
Wait,
yeah,
wait, I like how you say ChatGPT 2 like it was years ago. That was probably like 3 or 4 months ago.
no, it was longer than that.
What version of ChatGPT are we on now? 4.
4 or 5. 4. Here,
You can
GPT-2, early version.
Imagine the GPT-6 if you're gonna
No,
be
this is too
using
much.
this to talk to ghosts.
Well, GPT-6 will probably bring them back to life
Shit.
in like a hologram or some sort.
Like zombie hologram or
No.
like
Thank you.
ghost.
What was on me?
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. Here's one. They're all high. Rats eat marijuana from police evidence room. So the headline's a little bit misleading, but it's a bit funny because so basically there's this abandoned police station, okay, and obviously abandoned buildings have rats all the time, but the abandoned police station had like in the evidence room like quite a lot of stuff. One of those things were marijuana, and somehow the rats got into that stash. And the rest of the article is basically talking about how rats feel if they feel the same way humans do. And a doctor speculates or a vet speculates that they do because rats have very similar systems to us. So they probably are very relaxed and spaced out most of the time. And there's no reason to be alarmed.
So do they get paranoid as well?
Chilled
Yes.
rat.
Yes.
Chilled paranoid.
Apparently, the vet said it depends on the intensity of the marijuana.
Marijuana. Pineapple Kush. Afghani Blue. What do they call these fucking names? Wait, Behave says we are currently on ChatGPT 4, whatever, and ChatGPT 2 was released 2019. Okay.
It was 4 years. 4 years ago, right?
Very interesting. Why is Gavin against AI in WhatsApp? It's incredible. When people ask stupid fucking questions, and I just say, ask AI, or you just to be dumb.
Abandoned police station? How does that happen? Oh,
That's a good question. Like, but with evidence in it. Like,
with
how does
evidence.
how does the whole case get sorted like that? That doesn't make sense.
Well, when you know, advocate for defunding the police,
Ah,
So,
so
let me guess where this was. Portland.
nope, this
New Orleans.
was. I think Bevan is close. Wait. Oh, New Orleans.
Yeah.
No.
I know my fuck ups.
um, but yeah, this is what the cops are dealing with at the moment. High rats. It's a problem.
Those rats are too damn high.
Here's another interesting story. Indonesia. This is Indonesia. 2 pilots fall asleep for 28 minutes during Patik air flight. So one of this is pretty messed up. Yeah. If once I tell you guys the story, if I was a passenger on this flight and I heard even though we landed, like it's a happy ending. Everybody landed safely. Nobody, like, no hectic injuries or whatever. But if someone told me what had happened, I'd be like, what the So basically, okay, 2 pilots, obviously. The one pilot says to the other pilot, listen, I need to take a breather, I need to take a break, man the plane.
Me time.
Yeah. He's tired. He wants to sleep for a few minutes. Man the plane to the co-pilot. The co-pilot says, sure, no problem. It's okay. It happens all the time. Then, apparently the co-pilot fell asleep.
He dozed off.
He dozed off. Now, the co-pilot has a little bit of a good excuse. Apparently, he had just had, well, not him, but his wife and him had twins, and it was a long sleepless nights before this flight, and he was exhausted and blah, 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 blah. But for 28 minutes, the plane was flying, just gliding, basically.
Come
They
on,
went,
man.
they went off course.
They flies the plane anyway. They just need to land and take off. Pilots don't have real jobs. I can do their job for fucking sure. Like, with limited math. I've got like basic math. I'm sure I can fly a fucking
Have you even seen the inside of a cockpit?
That's so many buttons that are unnecessary. If you can make a cappuccino, you can fly a plane. That is the word I live by.
Bevan, I'm going to get a pilot on this show, and I'm going to bring you on, and then you can tell him that if you can make a cappuccino, I want to see how this guy's going to react. If you can make a cappuccino, you can fly a plane.
I'm talking about the proper Italian machine. Huh? Not that Nespresso cup you use at home. You can make a cappuccino.
The article was unclear if the guy went into autopilot, but apparently he just fell asleep.
That would have been my next question. Like, how the hell?
Probably did, but
Put himself on flight mode. Let's just say that.
How do they find out? Of all the times that you're not
because the so during when they were both sleeping, the towers were trying to contact the plane and nobody was replying. And then the main pilot woke up and then was like, hey dude, you're sleeping, like wake the fuck up.
How did he wake up and go, hey dude, you're sleeping? He's like, fuck him, I'd be like, hey, fuck you, you're sleeping too.
That's the first thing they do.
Oh shit. See, Slippery Pickle says, I've done flight sims. Flying is the easy part. It's the landing that's hard. True. See, easy shit. Anyone can fly. Not a lot of people can land and take off. That's the hard part, Joe. That I stand by that, my guy. It's like driving. Any pill can drive, but none of you can parallel park or alley dunk.
It depends on your it depends on your occupation, really. I mean, if you're a terrorist, you don't need to learn how to land a plane.
There you go. Bingo. There it is.
I can't believe
Am I wrong?
23 years later, all college students anyway.
All right, now we get into the really interesting headlines. Oh boy. A Wisconsin man legally named D's Nuts is arrested in domestic altercation.
My God. You're under arrest. What's your name?
D's Nuts?
His middle name is probably like fucking Monster or something. Only a fucking degenerate could name himself These Nuts legally. With the minute he asked for the name change, they should have known. Arrest this man now. Stop future crimes. Tom Cruise warned us about this shit. Let's stop it now.
So, let's see. A Green Bay, Wisconsin man accused of using a deadly weapon, D's Nuts, along with misdemeanor battery and disorderly conduct, has a very arresting name. That's because 42-year-old suspect's full name is D's Nuts Lee Kroll.
Oh,
He's 42, bro. He's 42. He must have been sick of it.
what the fuck? That's Lee Kroll. No,
So apparently he was fighting with his daughter and the daughter's boyfriend. Probably about his name.
These nuts. Wow, oh my god. What is it? The reported later said in his daughter and went with a BB gun that they said, look, it wasn't even a fucking real gun, man. I knew these nuts wasn't violent. You kept talking in circles.
Yeah. So Smoking Gun reports that Kroll illegally changed his first name from Derek to Des Nuts in 2011, adding another E about 6 years later.
Years to figure out you got it fucking wrong the first time.
Dictionary.com notes that D's Nuts is an expression used to deliberately interrupt or divert a conversation. The website says that it's not literal reference to testicles, but a way to disrupt and show disrespect to whatever discussion is currently occurring.
That is the most.
With all due respect, oh, fuck that is. These nuts is whatever we wanted to mean.
Exactly.
We found These Nuts guilty.
These nuts in solitary confinement.
Oh man.
I bet you he just wanted to be able to say, you can't arrest These Nuts. Oh my word. I mean, how do you
US president.
do you think every time he introduces himself he's like, hi, I'm These Nuts?
These nuts don't need to put on a show, my guy. We just show up.
You know what's really interesting is that like the guy has a daughter, which means that he somehow
Those nuts
got a woman. Yeah.
Yeah, those nuts weighing guts, I get you. Nuts was all the way with that BB gun. How BB gun go?
All right.
Did any of you own a BB gun, by the way?
I own one. I currently own one.
Pete, did you have a BB gun?
No,
But it's more like an airsoft, like a carbon.
Yeah,
what's it? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a BB gun. Yeah, it's fun. Shooting up shit. Dangerous though. Yeah, like fucking. Why would they give us that? Like I can remember it vividly. I was like, why would my parents give me this? And then I just continue to shoot shit.
All right, this next one. I'm going to read the headline. There's a video, but I'm going to read the headline, and I'm going to let the live comments or the live chat decide if we should watch the video. Okay, so those of you that are in the live chats, listen up. You're going to be the deciders if we watch this video. Okay. I think the boys are very nervous at the moment. Here we go. Doctor remove 150 live bugs from Florida man's nose.
No.
This happened in him.
There's a video.
No.
150.
No.
And it's got viewer discretion advised graphic images from the operating room.
No.
Oh my goodness! I don't know if I can.
No.
What is?
No. Fucking no.
Bevan's gonna be in the live chats now, going, "No, no, no."
Which country? Which country? Can we guess?
It said Florida man, dude.
Did it say Florida? Oh my god, why did I even fucking bother? I should have known.
Here, where is it?
Slow Pickle says no. Gavin says no.
Florida
Lucky
man.
Day
is
says, oh my word.
You got. Okay, so nobody.
It's
No.
a hard.
Okay. Well, there's. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know what to expect because I didn't want to, you know.
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds.
Okay.
Just
what?
10 seconds.
To watch it.
Yes.
I really.
10 seconds.
Slippery Pickles, like I really don't want to know.
150 is a lot, my guy. Like, I don't even have 150 rand in my wallet at the moment. So 150 anything is a lot. Like, how does it? That's not possible.
We're mostly civilized people, so no.
Beef Eater says, bring it on.
I've only got like 2 duets. Beef Eaters, bring it on. We love you, Joe. Thank you, Lucky Bear. Some things should remain a mystery.
Stupid thing already.
All right, 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
10
I'll
seconds.
tell
Here
you
we
to
go.
stop.
For those of you that might be visually offended, you can turn your heads away now.
Fucking log off. Foot sec.
Okay.
We better go find something quick.
Over a couple hours, my face just started swelling. So my lips swelled. I could hardly talk. My whole face felt like it was on fire.
Okay, that was 10 seconds.
No. Of the actual.
First Coast News is not identifying the man from this procedure, but the patient said he began feeling off in October of 2023. 30 years ago, he had neuroblastoma, which removed a cancerous tumor in his nose and left him with an extremely compromised immune system. Over the course of a few hours last week, his face became extremely swollen.
I started getting nosebleeds, constant nosebleeds. I couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom without my nose starting to bleed.
And that's when he went to HCA Florida Memorial Hospital.
When I went for the examination, doctor goes, I see movement.
Dr. David Carlson was the ENT on call that night.
We took a little camera and we looked in the nose, and that's when things dramatically changed.
Dozens of bags, a line inside of the patient's nose and sinus cavity.
Size-wise, there was variations.
I don't want to see any more.
That's more than 10 seconds. Ooh, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh,
I didn't see that coming. That happened so quickly. I thought they're gonna ease up into it. I thought they're gonna start by the outside and pulling stuff out, not go in the nose one time.
Like walking in there.
that image is seared in my brain. I don't want it in my brain. Please take it away.
How do 150 rolls even fit in your nose?
150. Like, what was he doing? Like, what happened? What? That wasn't fresh air he was breathing.
I didn't see that coming. I thought we were gonna be working like Pumple Poppers outside stuff, not inside the actual nose. Oh.
Oh man. It's like a live ravioli in his nose.
Sis, man. It's so wrong, but it's accurate. Oh my god. Exactly what it looked like.
Debbie, there's something wrong with you, man. Like, it's-
Well, don't find another story quickly. A dirty house or something.
okay. Okay, here's one. It's also a bit morbid, but it's interesting. Here we go. So, now we go to California. California man arrested for allegedly consuming severed leg of train accident victim. Reports.
Sorry.
There's a lot to digest here. All right, so this guy over here. He's a homeless
Yeah.
dude. Okay.
Yeah, there had to be some big girls looking motherfucker.
So there was a train. There was a, there was a train accident where someone lost their leg and like I don't know how they fell off at the. I don't know. They the fucking leg came off. Okay.
Okay.
And then
the
this
police report fucking leg came off.
and then this guy decides lunch and grabs it and starts eating it.
What?
Not even
Yeah.
like,
Are you sure this isn't a Florida man?
Nope. California man.
How's that guy? Go back to that picture of that guy. There's no way that guy's 27. That looks like Bigfoot.
Suspected individual was suspended or apprehended, for tampering with evidence
yeah,
on Friday. The incident unfolded around 8 a.m. when deputies alongside rushed to the scene following reports of a pedestrian being hit by a train at the station, blah, blah, blah. Tellez was allegedly found removing crucial evidence, the severed leg, from the site.
crucial evidence, very crucial.
Yeah.
that
Snuffing it before
Sniffing
taking
it.
to view. Who goes like, oh, leg. Yeah, that's a good stuff. That's some lamb shank right there. a little some flower beds, nice Chianti.
you know how you check if a mango's like ripe. You just,
Hello, Clarice. Yo, you check that thing like an ammo. It's like, oh, it's tender. That's so gross.
So the crackhead moved to California. Fast food hero.
Yo, fast food. My word.
He
But
had a
it's on
leg
the
of
Amtrak, my guy. Leg of Sam.
This one's also interesting. I'm telling you, man, these headlines are getting weirder. Naked defendant appears in court after support cat goes missing during traffic stop.
Sorry.
oh come on, where is this?
Ireland,
Oh man,
Naked?
specifically Dublin.
So when was he naked? In court? Or he was naked when they caught him?
Okay, so this guy was being stopped at some traffic thing, okay, refusing to cooperate or whatever, and was looking for his support cat, emotional support cat. Okay.
You sure it wasn't Bach, ironically? As a
And
dog.
he was supposed to come to court, which he did. And when he arrived at court, he, for some reason, got naked and was standing in front of a judge naked.
for some reason. It's like,
Okay. And
So here we go.
what
Here we
did
go.
the judge have to say?
I'm just finding the. So heard the
that's great.
motorist refused to wear his clothes when brought to the court case. She remanded him in custody on a 200 euro bail. Directed medical attention. Blah blah blah. Entered a stunned courtroom naked with his hands on his private parts, but within seconds he stood with his arms outstretched to argue his case after rejecting the service of a lawyer telling him to F off.
That's like a Guy Ritchie movie.
he wanted to make a statement.
The judge told him to sit down, but he stood and claimed that he had been stripped and humiliated as he demanded an opportunity to speak. But the accused had no reply. Blah, blah, blah. Where was it? Oh, yeah. He was offered bail and refused to sign the bond. She said that there was no objection to the bail, blah, blah, blah. I don't see his wallet on him today, the judge remarked. And then Mr. Davis said, you don't see fucking anything.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Yeah, these nuts.
The court sergeant informed the judge that the man has his property, including his clothes, and he just won't put them on. He then the naked guy went on a tirade, but was warned that anything said must be relevant to the case. Then he said, "Let me tell you my story. This is relevant. This is my story. What happened yesterday? I was traveling with my companion pet Oliver. He normally comes into this court. I was dropping off legal documents pertaining to a legal case in the High Court. He remained on his feet throughout the 9-minute hearing, and he called the cop scum, maintaining he tried to show them the documents and that he had been bashed. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So he says here, now where is my emotional support animal?
Stuart is fucking bizarre. That's Final Fantasy 12.
Where is my emotional support animal?
Oh my God.
Yo, but this
Please,
guy-
I need to
it
find
sounds like he
my
was-
animal. I'm lost without them, and he's lost without me. So.
Oh my God.
It looks like he was.
Okay.
It looks like he was following the rules. Like he went to
Yeah.
court and
Except for
everything.
the
It's like,
fucking
fuck.
naked work. I don't know,
I'm
man.
telling you, I had that dream the other night. What?
I didn't leave the other night. Jesus. I swear the same shit happened to me last week.
And Debbie's on a roll tonight. Look at this. Hoping for appeal. Llama approved. Llama approved.
Oh shit! Yeah, guys, this people is on form tonight. Shit.
He's playing the system. I don't know.
I don't know what system he's playing, but
It ain't the
he got a
system.
200 he got a 200 euro fine. He butt naked and he done lost his cat.
I don't know what system he's playing.
Yourself. You played yourself. Congratulations.
These
You played
nuts. All right, so this one's also interesting. This is we're almost done. But hypersexual zombie cicadas that are infected with sexually transmitted fungus expected to emerge this year.
God, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I only understand fungus, merge, sexually transmitted, and that's about it.
Okay, so there's this. You know what a cicadas is, right? It's a bug.
Yeah.
It's a bug. It doesn't matter. It's a bug. Looks like a fucking almost like a locust. I'll show you a picture just now. So apparently these bugs live underground for like long periods of time, and they come out every 8
years.
Yeah, like 13 or 17 years. Okay. So the next batch is expected to come out this year, but Brood X1X and Brood X13 basically, and I think that's 19 or 21. I can't know. 10, 1, that's 11, and another 10, 21.
You fucking struggling.
So anyway,
I'll say
they
21.
will appear in Illinois. So good luck to anyone who's in Illinois. And they will arrive in their numbers that have not been seen in generations. So this is a picture of the bug, okay? But what you need to realize is that most of its abdomen is missing. So this part here, this white bit, is... So there would be like the abdomen would stretch out probably out until there.
Right.
But this now is the fungus that's infected the bug.
Oh, that's crazy.
So apparently, okay, how this happened, because like I said, they live underground, and as they start coming to the surface, there's a fungus in the dirt, and it gets in contact with the bug. It infects the host, basically, and then it basically controls the host. But what is interesting to this guy, or I don't know what you call him, bug expert, is that this fungus makes the bugs sexually active, like they want to have sex, even though the sexual organ is now gone because their abdomen is missing, half their abdomen is missing, but they still want to have sex. And the males will try and mate with the females, and the males will also try. So when these bugs, the female makes a noise to tell the male that she's ready. So the males also make that noise to get the other males goofed. And the whole reason why they do this is because the moment the fungus touches another insect or another cicadas, they get infected. So the fungus like just wants to multiply and multiply and multiply. So yeah.
It's about to go down.
You are too invested in this story, my friend. Way too invested in this.
I read the article, and they're almost like zombified because they're not really. They're just. That's all they exist for now, is just to populate the fungus, basically, or spread the fungus.
Sounds like
exactly what Patrick said. Zombie.
Wow, that looks like Cyril. That's wow. More bugs for you guys. Yeah, I know.
Gross.
It's in around Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, it sounds like the beginning to a really prolific video game.
Mark Expert equals nerd.
If you guys want to see like a different angle.
No, man. Nobody asked you for that. Absolutely nobody.
Wow!
What the hell is that?
Well, the abdomen I think goes out until here.
Is that normal living life or like?
No, this is the fungus now. This is the fungus.
Zombie, but
The white part.
This is the fungus. This is the fungus. The abdomen would have come out until about there, but now this is the fungus. Yeah.
So what happens to this generation? Do they know?
Well, it doesn't necessarily affect the whole
This is
generation.
the STD. I think she's right. It's just the STD
It is.
for bugs, man.
Sexually transmissible.
Transmissible. Yep.
I knew what she knows the STDs. Well done, Debbie. And go get yourself penicillin.
Shame.
Yo, that's crazy.
Joe, get the fuck off the story. This was horrible.
It's weird. All right. Okay, fine. We'll talk about this. This this kid is lucky to be alive. Teen arrested after tipping over porta potty while woman and her daughter, 4-year-old daughter, were inside.
Oh. Oh, hey.
Nasty.
That's how you get your ass beat.
Yes.
Oh.
The 18-year-old is very lucky to be alive, man. So apparently what happened was this guy got in some kind
You
of...
look like a school shooter. That's a fucking school shooter.
He got into some kind of fight with the mother for some reason. Nobody knows why. They got into an argument. The mother went into the porta potty to help her daughter finish up. And when she went into the porta potty, he goes behind the porta potty, pushes it forward so that it lands on the door. So now they're stuck and they can't get out. And they're covered in liquids and feces.
Man. Yo, it was smart to push it that way, though. I'm going to give him credit for that. That was like super clever. It's like super spiteful.
And so obviously people walking by saw this happening. They lifted the porta potty. They got the mom and daughter out. They called the cops. And then he still fought the cops.
Oh, so this guy is a new... He sounds like a pillar of society, this guy.
He sounds like active shooter. Hello. I will escalate. I go from poo-poo to bullets, my guy.
So he pushed. So what you're saying, Bevan, is he pushed the porta potty, right? And then he's like, "I'll be back. I'm gonna get my gun." And then
There we go. You've seen his work.
he just didn't have.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's that story. Poop.
You have found some demented shit tonight, I must say.
Wait,
Yeah.
it gets
That's a
better.
whole nother therapy.
You want to? This is either bravery. What's coming next is either bravery or pure stupidity. Okay. Meet daredevil billionaire Larry Connor, 74, who wants to take on fatal Titanic dive. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Ocean Gate 2.
Oh, yes, baby. Oh, yes, baby. Show us his vessel. What does he intend to go down in? A teacup? A tin, perhaps? Will he be using Nintendo controller?
He hasn't done anything yet. He says he wants to. He's teamed up with a submarine company, and they want to go and
Do you
visit.
see why you mustn't have white people with a lot of money? Do you understand this? You don't hear one colored brown wanting to go to the bottom of the ocean. Unless we're going to go fetch Creef. But no. We're not fucking planning to go down to go see a wreck, my friends. Like, what the fuck?
That we've already taken pictures of. I mean, didn't he see the film? I mean, what else is we already
It's a
know.
movie. Come on. Like, Cameron went through all the trouble of making the movie, and here you want to go to the bottom of the ocean.
Well, how do you guys feel about what he said here? Let me show you. So,
Yeah, my favorite picture.
where is it?
I can give a quote. I don't have enough drama in my life.
Here. I want to show people worldwide that while the ocean is extremely powerful, it can be wonderful and enjoyable and really kind of life-changing if you go about it the right way.
The right way. Going down a fucking tin can into the ocean is not the right way, my guy.
Was that a subtle burn? It was a subtle burn.
Don't waste like all the other white people.
I'm gonna do it the right way.
I want to show the world that the ocean is beautiful and calm.
I will watch from the comfort of my bed when it airs on Netflix. All right, last headline for the evening, and it's just pure comedy, man. All right, so man with suspended driver's license dials into court hearing while driving.
Play the video. Play the video. Oh my god. Just watch this shit. This is the best. Look at this motherfucker.
Michigan man finding himself in even bigger trouble this morning.
He was recently arrested after attending a Zoom hearing for driving with a suspended license while driving his car.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually.
This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turning himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
Ann Arbor District Judge Cedric Simpson stunned by the actions of defendant Corey Harris and revoked his bond. This is today's edition of What Were You Thinking?
Oh. It's like it didn't even...
He's so shocked and hurt. He's like, how the fuck are you gonna revoke my bond, man?
That's gonna be a meme. That reaction he had is gonna be a meme, man. I'm telling you.
He's like, my guy, I'm showing gumption.
He was just
I'm
like,
showing effort by driving when I'm suspended from driving.
He was literally
Imagine that. He's like, he fucking calls in. He doesn't even have the decency to turn his camera off. He could have.
yeah, he could have, he would have gotten away with it. It would have been the perfect crime.
Oh my god. It's the best.
Actually, I'm just I'm just pulling up. I'm not driving. I'm just pulling up.
Oh, that's kind of funny. The judge is like, is this the guy with the suspended license?
Is this the? Maybe it says driver.
He couldn't believe that shit like that. Oh. He's like, Your Honor, I will see you in court on Thursday. I'll be sure to drive up there. No problem. I'll see you.
No. Don't worry, Corey. We have Zoom now. We have the technology. There won't be any need for you to drive.
How do you fuck it up?
I'm sorry, Judge. I just have a doctor's appointment that I cannot miss.
I'm pulling up right now. He could have changed the angles, right? He could have turned the camera from the top.
No, he could have just turned the camera off, like you said.
I could see the seatbelt. Was he even wearing a seatbelt?
He was.
I know.
That guy's a fucking wuss.
His face.
Oh, Lord. His face was funny, though. Let me see if I can pause it when he just found out.
When he does that.
Yeah. I gotta get it. Hold on.
I can't believe it. He can't believe it. He's
the gall. The absolute gumption.
Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. Let's make this even bigger. And then let's try and...
I'm having a look at the judges.
I can't. Wait, hold on.
Just do that. Play with it.
This is crazy. This is gold.
He's like...
And he holds it.
Look at the seatbelt, man. That's the guy. Gucci shirt, my guy. We know that's not fashion.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Yo, Debbie, you're on a roll tonight. He got Zoom pended.
Wow.
Stupendous actions.
Wow. Guys, I want to be that fucking, like, I don't know. It's not arrogant. It's just like,
stupid.
The thing is, this doesn't hit him. God, right? This is happening to me.
I want to live my life like that. Just be like, fuck that shit. No eating. I'm just like, always eat. It's like, Rick James, fuck your couch. Oh shit.
All right, so we are done with the headlines, ladies and gentlemen. And we're just going to chat now for about 45 minutes. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching the headlines. If you want to chill with us for another 45 minutes, you're more than welcome to. And you're more than welcome to ask us any question you want in the live chats there. Any question is welcome, and we'll chat about it. But let's get the conversation going, gents. It's been a month since or maybe even longer than a month, since we've done this show. So tell me, what's been happening in your guys' lives thus far?
Guys, why are we even pretending like there's anything else going on in the world? There's only one thing that matters.
Yo.
It's elections, baby. That's all that matters, my guy. That's the only thing we should be discussing. Like, come on. Like, how are we not discussing elections, guys? I know you shouldn't talk about politics and your paycheck.
No, you can talk about politics. That's bullshit.
40%. Woo! Hey.
But hold on. Let's do the math quickly, right? So like, we just said 27 odd. Let's round it up to 28 million people. That's almost half of South Africa went to go vote or registered to vote. Sorry. But out of that 28, nearly 60% went to actually go vote. Now, you have to wonder, though, if there would have been a more or bigger voter turnout, because voter turnout is the amount of ballots that were cast it, right? So remember, there was insufficiencies with this year's VD areas. Like people were standing in queues until all hours of the night. Some people gave up, So, and I mean, it wasn't just Western Cape; it was all over the country, where people, thousands, if not millions, probably just gave up halfway through. So you got to wonder: would the voter turnout have been even better? And maybe the ANC would have gotten a worse result.
I don't know, because like if you think about it, okay, like you said, registered amount, this is like 27.7 million. The total votes cast was like 16 million. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so bad. But that thing about Section 24A, where you had to vote in your district.
Oh yeah, that fucked up people.
That messed up for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think Home Affairs did everyone a dirty. Because everybody lost their ID long time ago. And Home Affairs is like, nah. Home Affairs is like, nah, bro. I'm not speeding up your shit for an ID. Nah, but I think that thing did mess up a lot of people. But look, voter education is a big thing, right? Because I consider myself to be like somewhat literate and somewhat educated. I was like, what is all this cacking? Why do I need to do it? And where must I go? And all this kind of shit. You know what I mean? And it takes airtime to look up stuff because you need to send the SMS somewhere. That's money.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have data, you can't go onto the website to log and register and all this kind of shit. So how did they think the majority of South Africa was going to do this? Like
no, and then you had for the first time ever a third ballot, the regional ballot.
Exactly. The
So
three
that
ballots
also confused
was
people.
like a fucking disaster because not everybody got 3 ballots. You must remember that.
Yeah,
Not
I heard people. Some people only got 1 ballot, and I was like,
You don't. You depending where you are, it's like that. It would like you wouldn't need to have 3 ballots. So it depends where you are and where you register. You wouldn't. Not everybody was supposed to get 3 ballots. That's not how it works.
That
if you got
sounds
1
fishy.
ballot, don't ask me. This is the kind of
And all of this was tallied up, and everything went smooth, and everything.
I don't know, my guy. I think there was like reasonable fuck ups. Like like they say, if we fuck up within a 2%, 3% bandwidth, I'm gonna accept it, kind of a thing. Maybe because it was like over 300 objections, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I mean, and the objections are standard, but still, it's a lot of shit going down.
Especially if it's in a like a major metropole region or a highly contended area.
Yeah, but I mean, like Joe, they say also like if it's not gonna affect it with a massive margin, you're gonna allow error. So I'm not gonna worry about people like ARA and all this other fucking acronyms that don't mean shit coming with their complaints about their 5 votes and their 60 votes when their 60 votes is not gonna count for fuck all. They're not even gonna get close to a seat. So what the hell is the point? You need like 45,000 votes to get the seat, and they're sitting on 10,000. I'm like, shut up and go away.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just
and
like it's
the
just like
IC is just being nice about this.
I'm not like I didn't believe, and probably some people are going to get really angry that I'm saying this, but like I didn't believe that there was voter rigging. I believe that there was insufficiencies in the system, like for example the long queues and like. Come on, guys. The IEC had 350 million rand budget. You want to tell me that they couldn't put like 6 voting booths in each area, or 12 or more?
Slashed. Their budget was slashed.
But they still had 350 million.
No, dude, the budget was slashed from 750 million, right? Over a 5-year period or something like that. I mean, that's future use. So for the current one, they were slashed by 250 million. So
okay, but how much did they have in total to work with?
They had about maybe that amount, but they were supposed to have double. Because if you think about it, they were supposed to use new technology, right? Those iPads and stuff, right? And I don't know about you guys, but if you've seen the volunteers are not top, not accountants, attorneys, and fucking doctors, my friend.
No, man, they didn't. Dude, I heard my friends telling me that when they got to the part where you give your name and your ID, right? The one lady either she wasn't able to read or whatever, because she literally asked my friend to, "Where's your name?"
Exactly.
Oh, that move.
No shit. This is what happens, my guy. If you look at just take
Sorry,
a close look,
twice.
take a close look at who the party agents are, right?
Yeah.
Who the presiding officers are, who the people are. Those are volunteers. I say volunteers because I don't give a fuck if you pay them 200 rand a day in a meal. That's not money.
No.
That's not. It's a volunteer. You're still a volunteer. So don't come here with your 200 rand for the day and you say that you paid people. You didn't. You gave them a meal and you gave them 250 for the day. They volunteers. So they're not top notch, my guy. They're not. Even the party agents. So when the party agents are coming in the ISC and showing the videos and stuff, they are fucking morons. Some of them are dumb. They can't count. They can't add the stuff up properly. And then there are some party agents that are really good. But it's few and far between, because the people that are supposed to be volunteering and doing this stuff, it's you, me, and and like the normal people that can that have jobs and can actually work with numbers and can use an iPad and can understand that if the iPad doesn't work, charge it, number one, and make sure you have a charger, number very one. And then also, when that doesn't work, use the manual system with the list and then upload it later. Data doesn't get lost. It only gets lost if you don't fucking track it.
Yeah.
So,
but there's conversations like what happened in the Western Cape area where all the parties are saying, "Oh, it's rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged," and the thing is, like, you have to remember, like, I'm not saying that, I'm not completely canceling out the idea of rigging. Anything's possible in this world, but what I'm saying is we have to also take into account that a lot of people were standing in the line until past 3 a.m. in the morning. Okay, now the system works like this. Everybody must cast their vote. So if that last person votes at 3 a.m., only then does that VD start counting, right?
Yeah.
At 3 o'clock in the freaking morning. And it takes about an hour to 2 hours to count each ballot. Like like regional, provincial, like provincial take you about an hour to 2 hours, and so on and so forth. So by the time you are like, can you imagine how tired you are? You've been there since fucking 6 o'clock the previous morning. You're there for literally 24 hours. And then people are complaining because some numbers are scratched out because, well, there were mistakes. There were mistakes made.
People are human. Like,
there is human error.
I've done volunteer work just for registration. And I can tell you, my friend, I felt like an idiot. Because we had paper things we had to use, right? Now they tell you everybody's name is on this list. Guess what? Not everybody's fucking name was on the list because some got left off. And now you're trying to figure out okay, now how do I do this? Then you say, oh yes, I can go online and I can go check. So you get someone's ID, they give you their ID number, you look and you're like, okay, you're not actually registered here. You registered in fucking Belleville. So you need to go to Belleville.
Yeah.
And they're sitting here in Constantia or Plumstead, and I'm like, my guy, you're not here. You registered somewhere else.
And then they argue with you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then they want to argue with you and all that kind of stuff. So it's not easy work. It's really not easy work.
But that also was another big problem because I know a friend of mine who also had been going to the same voting station for years, right? And so, okay, bit of a mistake on his part. They didn't check or double check, but they assumed like, okay, I've been going to this place for years. Why would it change? We live in the same area. Him and his wife. So when he went, he was registered, but his wife wasn't. Even though it's the same fucking place.
Dude, we know how many. We had one. Like the school is like, I can't even explain it to you. I don't know how it even fucking works. Some people put their addresses down differently. Believe this or not, if you live in a block of apartments, right?
Yeah.
You put your address differently to them what I put mine if we live in the same block. Right? Because you think the road that you live in is the one side, and I think the road I live in is the other side because our block of apartments has, like, it covers a lot of sides. So if you put your address down as that and I put my address down as the other one, the boundaries change and therefore we are in different districts. And people couldn't get that. Like, why is the husband voting here and the wife is voting there? I was also like, it is difficult because it's a mess up. Because like older people as well, like how do they even move to go to places and like now they must vote further and all that kind of shit. And for a fact, political parties will arrange pickups for you. They'll come to your house to pick you up and take you to get registered and all that kind of jazz.
Right,
So
right.
if you don't have money, number one, how's your party going to sort it out? Do you think an independent candidate was going to get in a car and drive people to go register?
No.
Not a fucking chance, because you didn't even know who was going to support you in the first place. And if a vote is your secret, how do you know that someone's going to vote for you? Because I could use it for a lift and go vote for Zaki Ahmad if I want to.
Another thing that was interesting was, so like when we got there, like at 7:00 that line was huge already, and we were like at a small voting district, but anyway, so there was like a shit ton of people there, 7:00 in the morning. Great to see. And then as it opened up at 7, and the line was actually moving quite steadily, like at a good pace, I would say. You know, we guesstimated, oh, okay, we're halfway through at about an hour in, so like in another hour we'll be done. There was a lot of people, so it made sense. But then for some reason, just after that hour mark, so around 8:15ish, the IEC members come out and they start splitting us. First half of the alphabet. Yeah, first half of the alphabet and the second half. And then, dude, we were in the queue for another 2 hours. Like it just came to almost a standstill. We're like, what the flip?
The alphabetical one is so dumb because there's less W's than there are A's, my guy. Like people with this, how you gonna split it like that? It's so stupid.
Surname.
It's so dumb.
And,
They should have just fucking left it as it is. Or
Yeah.
even, no, they could have introduced someone say something about barcodes or something like that. That would have been way simpler. I could have got fucking Checkers or ShopRite to sort us out and say, this is all carrot and this is all apples. And when you come in here, they just count you like that. It would have been so much fucking easier. Because like you should always have both. You should have technology and you should have manual.
Oh, you have to.
A club bouncer could have told you how many people walk in there because he would have had a clicker and you would not have gotten it wrong, my guy.
Yeah.
Like they would have known. They ask you, "Are you coming in to vote?" Because must remember, like mistakes are gonna be made. What happens if you go in and they register you as you went in, but you couldn't vote because the barcode on your ID is wrong, or some shit happens and that you're actually not registered there? Now you have to go out. Are you counted as being in or not being in, or what? How does it work? You counted as out. You know what I mean? So party agents also taking note of people that went in. Do you think they got it right? Don't talk. They didn't. They didn't get it right. They couldn't have gotten all the information right. You will get close, but you will never get perfect because you're not using a proper system that can actually account for errors and account for actual things that happen. You know what I mean? So it's difficult. So difficult. But yo, man, I heard someone say some guy had to drive 420 kilometers because his registration was never changed. That's his own fucking fault. Did any of you use a special vote?
No.
I used a special vote. I voted on the Monday. Fucking easy. Everybody.
But I thought you had to have like a special reason to.
No, sir. You see, this is what misinformation does, right? Like
it's called special vote.
Like, yeah.
I thought it was like for special people.
What makes it special? You know what makes it special? The fact that you are either you can't because like you're old, fine, no problem, or if you're not going to be in the voting district, that's special vote. You can apply for a special vote. I wasn't going to be in the voting district. I was going to be somewhere else. So why the fuck must I go stand in a line? Also, if people were smart enough, they would have registered for the special vote, and you would have fucking streamed things out. You wouldn't all have been busy on the public holiday. You actually had 3 days to vote. We had 3 days to vote, right? And this information was given to everybody, but nobody used their brain and wanted to go and read up about it. I read about it, and it gave me 2 options. 1, you are either too old, or 2, you are not going to be in the voting district. I clicked on 2, I got my thing. I walked in there at 4 o'clock, my friend. Not one person in the line on Monday. Beautiful. Went in, 2 minutes out. I'm fucking done.
Shit.
Like, bruh, it was gangster shit. But now, it wasn't exclusive to me. Anybody had that information could have used it.
Yeah.
But they chose not to use it.
I heard about the special vote from Gavin, actually. He's the one that told me about it. And then by the time I went to go check, it was too late. They had closed.
But the guy, how long wasn't the stuff open? I remember when we were doing the registrations in the first, I think I did it in the first round. and maybe the second round. I can't quite recall. Yeah, I did 1 round and 2 rounds. And the people that don't come or don't, they say, they don't want to vote, they don't want to do this and all this kind of stuff. But I don't know if everything is centralized around ID documents. Like, I don't know if that's the fuck up. Is it the fact that people don't have the ID documents, the actual ID, or is it the fact that they just simply don't want to wait in a line? What do you think deters people from voting? Like, I don't care, or a physical component in something?
I'm of the opinion, actually, of a different option. And this is just from speaking to like friends that are not. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, I think there's a majority of South Africans that don't actually give a damn about politics, and they don't trust the system anymore. They don't trust voting. They don't trust just everything about it. And I think that's why over the past few years of voting, we've seen a decline in voter turnout, because people are just they don't care about voting anymore. They think, oh, the ANC is always going to be in power, or South Africa is never going to get better for whatever reason, or a lot of the times, like even when before election day, when I was doing a bit of live streaming or putting out videos about what's going on, a lot of people would comment in my videos and say, but who do we vote for, Joe? Who do we vote for? Like, there was a lot of responses of that. Like, people feel like there's not a good enough party for them. And I would argue that those that went out to go vote on election day, at least in the Western Cape, were hell-bent on making sure that the ANC doesn't have power in the Western Cape. That was it. The DA, whether you guys like it or not, won by default. Because I think the average voter in the Western Cape knows that the DA they could do better, but they do an all right job. At least it's not as bad in Gauteng or KZN. Like, the Western Cape isn't as bad as those areas. And that's how an average voter thinks. It's not because they have family, right? Some of them have family in KZN or Gauteng or wherever, or have moved from Joburg to Western Cape, and they've seen the decay, and they're like, the Western Cape, even though it has its problems, is still better than the rest of South Africa, and we're going to make sure that the ANC doesn't destroy this province.
So it feels almost like keep this out. Not I want this. It's like let's keep this
it's a default. It's a default. Like I'm willing. I do look. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of DA supporters. I'm not saying that like every DA supporter thinks that way, but there's a lot of people that also think like I'm doing this strategically because the Western Cape, while again it's not perfect, is a lot better than other parts of South Africa. And the average person, I think, doesn't really know how bad the ANC really is. I think they just see, oh, the ANC's done a shit job in another province. I don't want that happening here. But they don't know how much of their ideology is communism, how much of their ideology is actually going to destroy South Africa. If they were given free reign, of course. Obviously, EFF and MK are worse. But I don't think they completely comprehend the average voter. And that's because they have become, or South Africans have become basically hurt by politicians. Like, we've been abused by politicians all the time. Nobody trusts politicians. Nobody trusts politics. Things are so bad that people are just focused on making a living and putting bread on the table. They feel like they don't have time to worry about what fucking Cyril says at this time, or NHI and stuff like that. They just like, I need to put food on my table today. I don't give a damn. Oh, the Western Cape is working. I'm going to vote for the DA because the Western Cape is working. It doesn't matter. Like, you got to keep the ANC out. That's all that matters. That's my opinion. And that's just from speaking to a few friends of mine. And just also speaking to like average people. Like, I've spoken to a few Uber drivers, my hairdresser, some people working at the tills, just to like, get kind of like where they are. Like, I asked them, do you know a lot about politics? First answer is like, no, I don't. And then I'm like, okay, would you keep the DA in? And they said yes. Okay. And then obviously I don't need to ask like why or anything. It's obvious. But it answers a lot of questions. Like, They're not going to vote for the ANC. They're going to vote for DA or whatever because fucking shit works. Even load shedding, dude. Like load shedding was a big a big thing for the DA because they managed to keep it lights on longer in the Western Cape.
The campaign.
So it was good for them. And listen, again, I'm not saying that the DA is perfect, and I'm not saying that the DA is terribly bad. I mean, the DA does have its own problems, but what also people don't understand about the political system, and this is again why I say, like, you know, people, and to your point, Bevan, people aren't politically inclined, is that people don't understand is that the ANC still controls a lot of the budget that the Western Cape gets, especially with policing and housing and education and all that stuff. I do think that the DA could be a little bit more bullish when it comes to that stuff. I do think the DA could really basically tell the ANC, stuff you guys, we're going to do what we want to do. But the DA seems to just always ask for permission rather than just doing, although with load shedding, it's a bit different. But my point is that what people also don't understand is that the DA doesn't have a lot of control over policing and all these other aspects. The ANC has the control. And that's another big thing people don't understand.
The political power lies with the majority. And that's why this election is so important, is because it's now, you know, it's crumbled, it's basically chipped away at that, where you can't just decide, oh, I'm signing the NHI bill into life. I'm signing the two-pot system for your pension fund into life. You don't get that luxury when you're not the majority. And that's why that shit he did. Did you know that he legalized DACA in like the last 3 or 4 days? Like, who does
he
that
was
shit?
signing shit like crazy, man.
He was like one of the lighties that got the detention note, and he's gonna forge the cack out of that thing. He was like, let's go.
And none of the fucking ironic thing is, like, none of that shit worked. Like, it all backfired. Like,
none of it is gonna look. The two-pot system is a fuck up, right? Because like that is a disaster because people already don't fucking save. I think only 4% of people in South Africa can afford to fucking comfortably retire, my guy. 4%. We are not known as a saving nation. We don't save money because we fucking can't. I don't know about you, but taking 10% out of my fucking budget to save is asking a lot. Because I will put something into a savings account and tomorrow I will use of that money. That's how it works. I will be like, put it in a 32-day account and forget about it. No, sir. Next day I'm like, hi, bank, please release those funds. I need about 1,200. La La Land, man. People are living in fucking La La Land. Like,
what I want to also address this because this guy, Insidious, says like the DA gets billions annually. I watched the Rooival sewage and power facility collapse under the DA, not the ANC. Incorrect, as far as I know. Anything that's infrastructure is ANC run. So like a very good example is SAPS. I'll give you guys a really easy example. SAPS, okay? So up until recently, before Ian Cameron made noise about it, before he was part of the DA, the police had radios. So the radios that they call in, like, oh, we need to have a 401 here, blah, blah, were from fucking apartheid or the 80s, right? They were old in the Western Cape. Funny enough, only in the Western Cape. Okay, were outdated radios for SAPS. Okay, DA was not allowed to intervene. By law, cannot get involved. The DA cannot just go, here's 1 million radios or here's R1 million to fix it or whatever. They just can't do it. It's against the law. I think they should have. I think they should have just been like, stuff the ANC because this is causing problems. We're going to do it anyway. But for the DA, it's like, oh, we want to follow the law and not be in trouble, blah, blah. So eventually, after Ian made a lot of noise, the ANC gave more budget and the radios were all replaced. It was a very dangerous situation for a lot of these cops because they were being thrown into gang wars and they couldn't use the radios. They had to rely on WhatsApp. But here's the thing. Let's take, for example, Bevan, me and you, we go out into the Cape Flats. We're now in this like fucking war zone, right? And we know Peter is at the manning the operator, the radio thing, the operator. He's the operator. Dispatch, that's the word I'm looking for. But now if Peter's sick, we don't know Peter is sick. We have his WhatsApp number, but we don't know he's sick.
Oh, damn.
If we WhatsApp him and he tells me, sorry guys, I'm sick, But
You guys need to-
Oba King is manning the dispatch, but we don't have Oba King's number. We're fucked. That's what was that's what was happening. That's what was happening. And the DA couldn't do shit.
It sounds so. People make it sound so simple. Why do you think the DA is trying to defund the police? They're trying to defund. Not defund, decentralize. The word is decentralized.
Devolution.
So SEPS is run by the government. Like it's government funded. Everything is there. Why do you think law enforcement officers known as LEAP officers exist in Cape Town? A LEAP officer is not allowed to arrest anybody, not allowed to investigate, but they created that so that we could at least combat crime, right? Because they do have the right to carry a weapon. They can hand people over, right? So if they find you with drugs or with guns or whatever, they can hand you over to SAPS. But guess what? SAPS is still fucking useless because they can't open the cases, they can't seal the cases, and when it goes to court, what happens? The motherfuckers go free and they're back on the streets again.
Yeah.
So they say decentralize it so that we can run our own shit because rightfully, like you said, I'm not here to advocate for the DA because I don't give a fuck about politics. Politics is a game we have to play in order to be part of the system. That's how it works. But
politics fucks with you.
I will be damned if I'm gonna play this game and not know who the players are and how they work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you need to know how it works in order to take advantage of certain things. So I mean, people are talking about like the DA doesn't do this, the DA doesn't do this. Yes, they have their flaws, 100%. You're talking about buildings in Neisner that collapsed. My guy, talk about the buildings that were built, man. Talk about the things that have fucking happened. And you need to understand that crime is the main thing destroying this fucking nation
100%.
and poverty. Poverty is the ultimate fucking problem along with education because what is the systemic problem? It's lack of education, which leads then to poverty, which then leads to crime. And that is why we have all these fucking problems. But no, everybody's
100%.
looking above that. Guys, you need to go low down and look where the root cause is. And keeping people dumb works for the ANC, works for the EFF, works for MK. You can say what you want. Keeping people stupid buys votes because smart people don't fall for that shit. They make their own decisions. Doesn't mean that this party is better than this party and all that kind of stuff. Decide for yourself. But fuck, man, use your eyes and see what they're doing to us. Like, they're taking us for the absolute joke. And this is the best time that this nation has ever seen in 30 years because everybody now has to be a fucking rainbow nation. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the fucking party.
I 100% agree with you, Bevan, especially with the crime thing. Like, and look, it's all orchestrated and was I think done to some extent deliberately by the ANC. Keep people dumber and create a high poverty level so that they're dependent on the government. It used to work where grants equaled votes, but clearly this time it didn't. Thank goodness. So the people have spoken, and the ANC is now under 50%, which is great. I don't know what the future looks like. It's going to be interesting. And
because basically anybody can partner with anybody, and
I'm excited about that kind of future. That's kind of the future I was looking for. That this one size.
I have my doubts.
It's risky, but it's
we've
got options, a bit of options.
Even anything we say is speculation right now. Anything we say is speculation because you can't. There's no certainty in anything because they could say one thing now and do another because it's all about numbers and it's about control. And like, it's vulnerable. We are so vulnerable because like ANC members will be thinking about their future vote because in 5 years' time, if things fuck up, then that ANC numbers jump somewhere else, and you saw it. With MK. MK is a fucking Mickey Mouse party. They're not even real. They aren't real. They have no infrastructure, no resources, no fuck all. Right? They don't even have real money. But somehow they managed to get fucking how much percent? 13%, 14%?
Yeah, 14 I think it was. Well, they dethroned the EFF. Yeah.
It's pure stupidity and showing you how much people hate the ANC. No other word other than hatred. because they're just saying, I'm so sick of this shit, I'm going there rather. And it's radicalization. Because if it became radicals, you can say what you fucking want.
No,
I don't
you're
want to
right.
live in Cuba. I don't want to live in Cuba. I don't want to live in communism because it doesn't fucking work. Because they end up chowing everything. They say, yes, you must all have the same, but I will have a little bit more. I think it makes more sense. You will all drive black cars, but my car will be red and a Ferrari. It's essential. Don't talk to me, man. Like, it's messed up, my guy. It's messed up. And the ANC are fearful because I think they're gonna, if they go with DA, their voter base, they have a lot more to lose. The DA voter base, I don't know, where can the DA voter base go to? To Freedom Front, fucking Plus, ACDP, PA, who are they gonna go to? You know what I mean?
It's gonna split. It's some will go to some will go to Freedom Front Plus, some will go to
Exactly.
PA,
It
some
will go to Boza, it will go
Yeah.
to Rise, it will go to other liberals, modern thinking motherfuckers. Because I think Musamani, them, that's for 2025. I think their voter base will grow. I think people like Action SA, people like Rise, they will grow because they in that demographic. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? The soft stuff, the thinkers, woke mofos, but you know what I mean, man. It's done with thought and done with like thinking about logic and all that kind of stuff. But we know the country doesn't work on logic. That's why the votes don't go there. Because I would definitely think of Boza and Action SA and Rise as being logical, because if you look at what they were offering and what they were discussing, it was real things. If you look at what the fucking PA was offering, oh my God, xenophobia and hangings. Oh wow. So forward thinking. So fucking forward thinking.
Yeah, it's surprising that the PA got so many votes, in my opinion. I think the whole Jocelyn thing is what worked for Gates and McKenzie. And also, he's not even fucking colored, which shocks me even more.
I don't know what Gaten McKenzie is. He's a fucking thoroughbred mixed brack. I don't know what he is. And he just buys colored votes with dope and some girl, and that girl going missing in Saldanha is the only reason he won Saldanha. But they lost the whole of Beaufort West because why? They ran it in the court on a lot of cuck because they don't know what they're doing.
And in Neisner too.
They don't know how to govern. The best way to govern is a fucking mix, because I say it again, the DA are not fucking perfect. They have major blind spots.
Yeah.
Massive blind spots. And that's why you need the ANC. I would trust the fucking IFP more than the fucking EFF to be realistic and look at their blind spots and say, guys, you run legislator, you run the like the things of BE and things like that, and let's do it together and see what we're really missing. And you can't expect them not to argue, not to fight, not to disagree, because then it wouldn't be real, Joe. Like, come on, man. Pete, if we're not arguing and just saying like, hey, I don't think that's right, then we're not having a discussion.
You're not actually really pushing a line forward or making some sort of progress if there's no real, actual, proper
exactly
discussion where people disagree and find compromise.
But I think the dynamics now are very interesting, because I've been watching a lot of commentators saying that a DA and ANC coalition will hurt both parties, because there are a lot of ANC supporters who don't want the ANC to be with the DA and vice versa. I've asked.
What do you think of that when you say hurt? It will hurt both parties. What do you think that means? Like betrayal or like?
Well, I've asked a few of my friends, and a lot of them said, like, I just asked them, I said, like, if there was an ANC DA coalition, how would you feel about it? And they said, we wouldn't like it if we feel betrayed. Funny enough, though, some did say, like, they said, yeah, I'd feel betrayed, but it's the best option for the country. Which is a bit like, it's a bit like saying, well, at least it's not stage 6 load shedding. Like, you know.
That's exactly what it is. That's a fucking good example. It's like saying, guys, do you want stage 6 load shedding, or I can offer you stage 2? And you're like, my guy, give me that fucking 2.
Yeah. But we shouldn't have load shedding at all, right? Like,
so, nobody's going, do you want no load shedding, or do you want stage 6? Come on, that's just stupid.
There's the pragmatic option. Who can I actually work with to solve things? And then there's the ideological option. Who matches up with me in terms of ideology? Oof, that's a tough decision.
But there is an option that I think could, like, I don't know if it could work, but it's like, it's almost like a middle ground. for
What's
the
the
DA and ANC, where basically it's called supply and confidence and supply. So what that would mean is that the DA would take a more would basically give confidence to the ANC. So basically, if there was ever a motion of no confidence, the DA would vote in favor of the ANC and basically against the no confidence. And then supply would be that the DA has to okay or sign off on budgets and other things, important things in Parliament, in order for it to go through. It offers a little check and balance, but the issue I have with that is we're forgetting, and this is what one of the commentators said. If you have that where the DA is even, you can say partially aligned with the ANC or partially with the ANC in a supply and confidence situation, or if you have a coalition of the DA and the ANC, what you've effectively done is you've made MK and EFF the opposition.
Exactly.
And that is dangerous.
But now that's my fear. My fear for the ANC is that, like, the ANC and the DA, DA coalition, right? It seems rosy, seems wonderful. But my greatest fear is that everyone turns away from the ANC and fucks off the MK and fucks off the EFF, and then they become that ruling party. And that, to me, oh my God, I do not want to live under that. I do not. And I will not live under that. I will not.
The other issue,
certainly, my guy, that is anarchy, because what they've already shown us, that was like Zuma in his period was already, that was Zuma light, my friend. He was stealing and doing shit, right? Low key chilling. But now he's outright trying to fucking set shit on fire. Like, I see he was telling them, if you do this, if you release those votes, it's trouble, right?
Yeah.
And they had to come out and say, like, my guy, if you want to start shit, you better bring it, because we will burn you down.
Yeah.
We will fucking fight you. Does that make any sense to be speaking like that as
No,
a
he
leader?
shouldn't.
And us and the country having to speak to him and tell him, if you want to bring shit, bring it. So you want to bring your violence, we're gonna bring more violence.
Yeah.
So that's essentially what they were saying.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild, my guy. So I agree with what you're saying, Lee, in the sense of, like, those voters moving over there would be fucking catastrophic. So it's almost like you're taking a chance. So you say, like, let's do this. If it doesn't work, we are fucked. But if it does work,
here's my little political analysis on the whole situation. I think either way, I think that a supplying confidence is a better option for the DA. I just question how things are going to play out in Parliament. I think there's going to be a lot of circus actors. Like, it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse than we've ever seen before. So there's a lot of questions, but it is going to be better for the DA because they can be a little bit more on the opposition side in a sense and keep check and balances. But again, for the most part, the ANC is still a majority, and in the sense of, like, they have more votes than everybody else, and would still be governing, basically. That's in the confidence and supply. So I question. Let me actually continue. So in a coalition, all right, I think it would be much worse for the DA. I think they would lose a lot of supporters, especially in the Western Cape. I think that they'd be eaten up by the ANC, because we've got to remember the ANC lives on a patronage, right? The cater deployment stuff. It's corrupt.
Yeah.
That has to survive no matter what happens next, because that's what the ANC relies on. That's what the ANC is dependent on. So in a DA-ANC coalition, either the ANC is going to eat up the DA, and what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of MPs that are going to split away from the DA, leave the DA, right? Or the DA is going to almost become the ANC, basically. And that's an even scarier thought. And then again, you have now the opposition would then be the EFF and the MK as well. So it's also a dangerous situation. So in other words, for both these situations, whether it's a confidence in supply or a coalition, I question how long is it going to last. I think the supply and confidence situation would last a bit longer than a coalition with the ANC and DA. I think the coalition with an ANC and DA would last a year. I don't see it going past a year. but a supply and confidence situation may last maybe, I don't know, 2 years, maybe longer. But I think there's going to be a lot of fucking backstabbing and circus acts and all this kind of stuff in any situation. And of course, the worst situation is if ANC goes with MK, which I think is probably going to happen. That's my guess.
I just hope. Fuck it, man. I say just give it a chance, give it a try and see what happens. But it's so scary that you have to think of an evil side just waiting to fucking pounce. You know what I mean? Because that's what I see. That's all I see with him. Like MK and EFF to me are just fucking they're such hyenas. They are a bunch
But
of
you know
hyenas.
what's even scarier than that, Bevan, is that there's a large support base for them. That's even scarier
But
to
it's
me.
based on ignorance, Joe, and I don't care if people want to call me whatever. I'm pompous and I'm this and I'm that. I'm not any of that shit. It's ignorance. It's based on ignorance. How do you build a party in 4 fucking months? You build it on fear and you build it on ignorance. That's how you build a party like that. You know what I mean? And Zuma can't even go into fucking parliament, but he's the figurehead, or he's just. He's got the court case coming up when? Like,
It's
isn't it?
soon. The
Like
arms
in
deal one. Yeah.
August.
He's got to appear in court soon, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and then that other Doos, what's his name, is now also wants to take him to court. He's claiming that he's the founder of MK. I can't remember his name, but now they've got such infighting happening already before they've even started, right? And who is going to be focusing on politics? His daughter, what's his name?
Oh my word. No.
She's a fucking moron or so. And like, it's so frustrating for people to be used by these people just for votes and seats. Because I mean, how many seats have they got? 57, 58 seats or some shit like that?
No.
MK? Yeah, it's about
MK.
56, I think.
That seems a bit high.
That's
Well, it doesn't matter.
That's quite- doesn't matter. It matters to me because it's a fucking lot of seats that they've got, my guy. That's a
Yeah.
lot. And it's just pretty fucking scary that to imagine that this is what South Africa has come to.
Yeah.
Like I feel like ANC and DA have to save us. That's how I feel.
Well, that's how a lot of people feel, to be honest. But the problem is that a lot of political analysts are saying is that the ANC and DA, they have to really put some of their issues aside, and at the same time, the DA has to be quite. And this is my issue with the DA, right? I've said this before. I don't think the DA has a spine. I think they should have given the middle finger to the ANC a long time ago. But they always want to play nice. They always want to ask, like for example, the devolution of policing, right? They're always going to Bheki Cele, even though they know he's going to say no and say, "Oh, can we please just have control of the policing, please?" And obviously he says no, and there's no like real fight. There's no real teeth, and I fear that that's what's going to happen in Parliament if they're in a coalition or any kind of agreement, that the DA is going to roll over, and I hope that they won't. They need to be a lot more strict. Like, they need to go to the ANC and say, like, we want a federalist state or a federalist country, and we are, like, if you don't agree to that, then there's no coalition. Like, that's how they have to be. They have to. There's some things that the DA needs to stand on principle, and federalism is one of those things. Federalism will help this country a lot. And if they don't, and DA likes to say, "Oh, we're a federalist party. We believe in federalism, blah, blah, blah." All their MPs say it. Everybody says it. Well, now's your fucking chance, dude. Now's your fucking chance to bring that to fruition. And if you don't, then you're all fucking liars. And I don't have any faith in the DA.
Amen. Let's see what's gonna come up there. I think he said 31 seats. MK 31. So that means DA's got 42 and ANC is 73 national.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
What's the next big milestone?
Oh, guy, but yeah, it's gonna be fun, eh?
What's the next big milestone?
Wednesday?
2 weeks, 14 days from yesterday. So
That's when decisions are made. I'm asking more about like behind the scenes. When do we have an idea about where are these things leaning to, or do we find out on the day?
No, they have 14 days to decide. So it could happen within a week. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen just before the 14 days are up. They have a time period of 14 days. So in other words, until the 16th of June, they need to decide on what South Africa's government's going to look like. I suspect we'll start. I suspect this week we're going to hear a lot of like, this one's negotiating with this one's hearing this one, meetings are having had here, blah, blah, blah. This one didn't agree to this,
What do you think is the worst possible outcome for a
MK,
coalition of some sorts?
MK, EFF, and ANC. That would be...
Fucking hell. You went for the holy trifecta there, huh? Hell, man, that would be the fucking worst.
When we become a nation where our constitution no longer, or at least is being now contested, I think that's when we are in trouble.
Yeah, it's fucking disaster.
Whatever combination that is.
But you know what? This is where we're gonna test democracy for real now. This is where democracy is really gonna be tested. Like we're gonna see who's who in the zoo, and who's gonna show up and who's gonna do the work. Because like over the next 5 years, it's gonna tell a lot about where we're going and what we're gonna do. And then I think after the next 5 years, either MK is gonna be running the country.
God no. Oh my God.
Or whatever they decide now will stick and it will work for another term. Like I honestly I don't know. It's just
I the most optimistic side of me says, if the ANC and DA can come to some kind of agreement, whether it's one of the two options I mentioned, the DA is going to have a very uphill battle to fix this country. I think, and the problem is people don't understand that, right? People want everything to be fixed tomorrow. That's
kind of love.
And it can. My fear also is like the DA tries its best to fix South Africa, and maybe we see a little bit of improvement here and a little bit of improvement there, but South Africans can be ruthless, man. They'll be like, oh, the DA lied, blah blah blah, and the ANC can have a whole campaign, and other parties, MK, EFF, can have a whole campaign about how the DA and ANC didn't work out, blah blah blah, and next thing you know, next elections we're fucked.
It's gonna be, dude. I don't know. It's gonna be a whole fucking palaver. But you know what? Let's see how it goes, and let's do something different. Let's try something different. Because like I also don't know how the DA can take that show on the road. The Western Cape works for you, very nice, but doing it in Gauteng, KZN, different fucking ball game, my guy. Different ball game. It takes a good people.
I do think that the DA would try and increase budget. Well, first of all, they'll eradicate corruption as much as they can, which is going to be a hell of a fight between them and the ANC. And then at the same time, try and allocate budget fairly to all the provinces. But again, see, in a coalition, they might have a little bit more teeth with that. If it's a supply and confidence thing, the DA doesn't govern. The ANC governs still. So
this is where we want to do it. Because look, guys, at the end of the day, stats govern everything. If you have a high populous area, you know what I mean, and it requires X amount of money, why does it require that money? Because there's more fucking people there, that's why. So you look at the resources, you look at the landscape, you look at all these factual things, and you use that to guide you. But we've been using corruption things to guide us, and that's why the money goes to the wrong places. So now we're trying to say is let's put the money in the right places. You know what I mean? But feelings will get into play. Oh, this is my hometown. Why can't we go first? We deserve houses more than anybody else. And I was like,
no, the patronage will get in the way. That's what's going to happen.
60 million rand stadiums.
Yeah, exactly. The patronage is going to get in the way.
I just want logic to dictate. Logic must dictate. You can't always lead with your heart. You know what I mean? Like you can't always do that. There needs to be more logic and less heart and less stealing. Like guys, it's okay to steal. I promise you. You must steal. That's how it works. But finish your project and then you steal. That's how it works. You take the change. When my daddy sent me to the shop, I bought bread. I took that change. He can't stop me. I provided him with a service. I'm taking my change. And even if my service was worth less than what I actually did, I'm taking the extra money. You should have budgeted accordingly and given me the right money.
Okay, Bevan for president, guys. I think if the DA gets into government with ANC, they're gonna have a tough time because there are cadres and corrupt officials around every other corner who will fight tooth and nail for their position. Exactly. That's
100%. How many of them got cut? 70.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Around about 70 of them got cut. That's good news, eh? Less miles, more people on the 350 rand.
Is it the 70 plus the assistants and the entire department?
Yo, that's true, Pete. There's a whole lineage gone there, my guy. That's why
And
you
remember-
must now.
But guys, we still have ghost workers to deal with. Don't forget about that.
Oh no! That auntie was getting 19 million. Of
Only time I'm gonna be a ghost worker is when I'm dead. I just know it. I'm still gonna be working, dead and working.
Still cautiously, Joe. That reminds me of what Mikhail said once on the show, actually, because Mikhail was saying that even the apartheid government was corrupt, but they were corrupt. They had how did he put it? He's like, they were smart. They did what they were supposed to do, and then just left a little bit more, the cream on top. That's what they took. That little bit of cream, you know.
It's called stealing with a style, brother. You build a bridge, you finish the bridge, and then you say thank you, and you take the rest. You can even take the material if you want to.
As long as the bridge is built. Yeah.
But finish the damn work, then steal, okay? That's the basis of this whole thing. Finish the work, then steal.
And do it right.
Yes, finish
Do
the
it right.
work.
I mean, because sometimes the ANC finishes the work, it doesn't mean that it's right.
Finish the work as planned. Correctly, then steal. There'll be less to steal because you did it right. If you do it wrong, there'll be a lot to steal.
And on that lovely note, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to call it here. Fascinating conversation. Thank you guys so much for being part of the conversation. And thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in... Okay, so I'm looking at the calendar now. Not next week, not the week after, because that's Father's or... Was it Day of Youth? It was Youth Day.
Oh, Youth Day. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
So there's a public holiday on the 17th, and I'll be taking a much needed long weekend away. But the week after that, on the 24th, ladies and gentlemen, that's when we will be back with Comedians Roast the Headlines. And you know what? That's going to be another interesting one because we should know
Yes.
who's governing South Africa. So we'll follow up on this conversation then. It'll be very interesting. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. Thank you, Debbie, for the Sasa chat, and everybody else that was tuning in, gave a like and shared the stream and chatted to us. You guys have been awesome. It's great to be back, and we hope you enjoyed the evening. We'll be back soon, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers.